celebrating 16 years of Young Turks.
Welcome back. You're watching a Young Turks special. I have with me India's only Olympic gold medalist, Abhinav Bindra. Many thanks for joining us on Young Turks. Now, Abhinav, after ruling the shooting range for over a decade now, you launched your incubation fund, Shooting Star, in partnership with consulting firm Franchise India. What made you bet big on startups?
It's a little bit like a sporting journey. It's a journey what one has to undertake. There's a huge risk to it, but I relate to that because the sporting journey is all about risk. One thing you can guarantee in a sporting journey that there is absolutely no guarantee for success, and the startup journey is somewhat like that. It's an investment that you're making. It's an educated type of a gamble that you do at the end of the day. But I understand and relate to it, and I like the passion that people show. And that's why I started.
I believe the fund looks at investing in service-oriented startups. What are the areas that interest you?
Healthcare, also sport. But we invested in an Ayurvedic company, fitness. We invested in something with the fitness. So that's been interesting. But those are areas which I'm pretty passionate about myself. So that's something which I'm always looking out for.
Last year, your venture fund, Shooting Star, along with Franchise India, invested $1 million into FitPass, a provider of access passes to gyms and fitness studios. What made you bet big on them? What did you like about them?
I think fitness is something which has got the imagination of our people. It is something which is very, very important for us as a people. And that is why that was the reason of my decision.
What do you look for in startups when you invest? Is it the founding team, the idea, the innovation? What attracts you most?
For me, the most important is the passion that the people show and the integrity that they display. Integrity towards working hard, towards the process, because at the end of the day, it's a process. You're not going to be... Success is not going to come overnight. It's going to be a journey what has to be undertaken, and everybody, whoever wants to be successful has to show tremendous amount of tenacity and perseverance over a long period of time.
Sports ecosystem has become more supportive and has changed over the years since you started your journey. But what is that one thing that still lacks, and you feel your venture is going to support that and improve on that?
I run a foundation, and I have a partnership with a foundation called the Go Sports Foundation, where we fund and train young athletes. I think there's something called the Abhinav Bindra Targeting Performance Program, which helps train about 30 or 40 young athletes, junior athletes, in different sports. The idea was the biggest missing link in Indian sport is our ability to get support down to the grassroots, and I think that is something which I'm quite passionate about, and that's something that I'm working on.
All right, my final question to you is, what is the similarity between a startup and an athlete's life?
Oh, it's very, very similar. It's a journey what one has to undertake. It's work that you have to put in every single day. You have to live it. You have to live it 24/7, and you don't know if you're going to succeed. You probably won't, but you still have to try and put your best foot forward and believe in what you're doing. And I think that belief is what will help both sides succeed.
I have with me the founder of India's biggest self-drive car rental startup, Zoomcar, Greg Moran. Greg, thank you very much for joining us on Young Turks.
Thanks so much for having me.
With over 3,000 cars across 27 cities, over 9 lakh trips a year, and a revenue of 121 crore rupees in financial year ending 2017, it's definitely heady times for Zoomcar. But you also are aiming at a target of 25,000 cars by 2018-2019. Are you on track on achieving that?
I definitely believe that where we sit today, we're in a very strong position to achieve the 25,000 cars by later next year in 2019. So really, for us, our focus has been and will remain our growth of our marketplace program, ZAP, which enables individuals to actually share their car with us for some of the time. And that will be the growth story going forward for our supply.
You recently launched a cycle sharing service, Pedal. I believe Mumbai is your 5th city where you've launched. What is the kind of growth that you've seen with the business?
It's been tremendous. And so from a very small base of just a couple hundred cycles now to well north of 3,000 cycles. And we're already doing, on a run rate basis, well over 3 lakh transactions a month. So, very, very significant growth. And we believe that number will go to 3 lakhs per day in a very short order.
even Ola has launched its bike sharing service, Ola Pedal, and it's launched in university campuses. I know it's early days, but is it going to affect business?
Well, we welcome competition. So whether it's from Ola, whether it's from some of the Chinese cycle sharing companies that are likely to come here. And ultimately it's about growing the market and it's about further developing the use case. We have a much stronger technology focus around the cycles. So we've built and designed our cycles from the ground up locally here in India, and we have built our own IoT stack for those cycles in terms of functionality. From our understanding, Ola does not have that.
In the past, you've spoken about going international. Can you elaborate on that?
So I think our model in India, what we're doing at the core, is very applicable to other markets in geographies like Southeast Asia, Africa, etc.
So what are the countries that are on your radar, and how soon will we see operations there?
I think every big country in Southeast Asia and all the big countries in Africa would very much be on our radar. So it's 8 or 9, 10 countries. I think this year for sure. If you look at the big markets there, you have Indonesia, you have the Philippines, you have Malaysia, Thailand. So I think all those big countries would be very natural.
Zoomcar also has plans and has a partnership with Mahindra to launch electric vehicles. Can you elaborate on those plans as well?
Yeah, so we started already in Mysore and Hyderabad, and we'll be coming up very soon in Delhi, in Mumbai, in fact, Pune, etc., several other markets.
And how soon?
So this quarter, for sure. So it's as quickly as they get manufactured. So we've orders have been placed, and so we're just waiting for the cars to come. So ultimately we're approximately in 30 cities now, pan-India. We've made no secret that we want to be in all 30 cities with electric cars by the next quarter.
And what's the kind of business you're expecting in the electric car market? What are the kind of margins that you're looking at?
Actually, if you think about the variable cost structure is much more efficient for electric vehicles, whether it's on our marketplace or whether it's a model that we own, because ultimately you don't have the same fuel cost. 80% cheaper fuel, 80% cheaper service maintenance. So that's really incredible. So as a result, you can actually charge a lower price and you can still have a higher margin. So as a result, we're quite bullish.
On that note, it's time for us to take a short break, but when we return, we bring you the winners of the 5th Wharton India Startup Challenge.
Celebrating 16 years of Young Turks.